Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy J-Rod back again with part 2 of the How to Go 12-0 in Battle Royale in MLB The Show 19. So, in last video, we talked about how you should draft your team, what my approach is to drafting my team, how I like to have power in my lineup, having 2 good righties in the bullpen, 2 good lefties, and trying to fix the lineup with the bench picks. That being said, in today's video, we are going to go over gameplay, strictly gameplay, what I like to do in game, how I set myself up for success, that being in hitting and pitching. All right, let's just get straight into it, man. We're gonna be talking about hitting first. 5 key points to hitting, man. Patience is key. Don't miss your pitch. Every out counts. Take advantage of good matchups and set yourself up for success. So, first one, patience is key. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys heard this before. You want to be patient at the plate. Tip number 1 and tip number 2, don't miss your pitch. They kind of go hand in hand. You wait, you get yourself into those good counts, you know, those 1-0 counts, 2-0 counts, 3-1 counts. You're going to get a pitch to hit. So, if you're patient, you lay off them bad pitches, you get into that 3-1 count, you're expecting that fastball. If you get that fucking fastball up and in, you better not miss it. You better not miss it. NBR, bro, if you can execute that little plan right there, be patient, wait for your pitch, hit the pitch, you are going to be successful. Going into the third tip, every out counts. So you don't want to give away any easy outs. Make sure every out is a struggle for your opponent. Make your opponent make pitches, like take them into the 3-2 counts. Get them frustrated, dude. Whenever, like, as a pitcher, man, if you have to pitch more than 5, 6, 7 pitches to one single hitter, it just gets in their head, and then they're gonna start throwing bad pitches. So make sure you do something with every out. And then this also applies to a situation like, let's say you have a runner on second, you have no outs, and, you know, here you have to get the runner over to third. You have to make sure you get him over to third with that out, because this just sets you up for, you get him over to third, now you got runner on third with 1 out, you hit anything in the outfield, that runner is scoring, right? So in a 3-inning game, that is huge. 4th tip, take advantage of good matchups. So in last video, I talked how I like to lead off my power lefties, you know, have that 50-50 chance of facing that common righty. There's going to be situations where you're just going to have a good matchup. You're going to have somebody like Joey Gallo up there with a silver bronze righty up there, righty pitcher. And I mean, you're just going to have all the advantage in the world. You have to be able to have success in these situations. Like, there is no reason for you to fail in these situations. Like, you have to somehow get on base, drive the runners who are on base in. Like, these are the type of situations you want to get into, and you have to take advantage of them. Last thing for hitting. So you want to set yourself up for success. So all of the previous tips kind of go into this. Getting yourself into good counts. Making sure you turn the lineup over. 3-inning game, if your opponent gets 3 outs, like 3 up, 3 down, in every inning, your lineup doesn't turn over. You want to make sure you get your good hitters up to bat at least twice. So meaning you want to get your 1, 2, and 3 hitters up to the plate at least 2 times every BR game. That is crucial. I mean, you just want to have multiple at-bats with those guys. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the hitting part. Yeah, all right, let's go to pitching. So First thing you see, don't miss your spots. This one is big, man. I feel pitching is more important than hitting in BR for just one simple reason. I think everybody can hit in BR. It's kind of easy to hit in BR with All-Star mode, All-Star difficulty. The PCI is so damn big. Like, so yeah. First thing with pitching, don't miss your spots, man. You can't leave anything over the zone because it's going to get crushed. Second thing, strikeouts are not necessary. You don't always have to throw strikes. Look for good matchups. Don't miss your spots again. Gotta make sure. And then pay attention to the feedback. All right? So, first one, strikeouts aren't necessary. What I mean by this is you got a guy on a, let's say, 0-2 count. You don't have to go for that strikeout pitch where like, oh yeah, I know this guy's going to be late on the fastball, so I'm going to throw him an up and in fastball in the zone because I want to go for the strikeout, right? No, go throw something like a cutter down and away really far outside the plate, or a changeup on the dirt. You know, make them hit weak grounders. Like, don't think strikeouts are necessary. Like, you can get through a game by making your opponent make weak contact. That's, I mean, if you can throw an inside pitch where it jams them and it's a little blooper to the first baseman, that works. Like, strikeouts aren't necessary. Number two, you don't always have to throw strikes. So this is a big one right here. This I think is probably the most important tip in this whole thing. A lot of people tend to only throw pitches in the zone, and it's a huge mistake because anything in the zone can get hit. I mean, anything, and even pitches outside of the zone can get hit, but they have a lower probability. So the difference, so just imagine the strike zone. The difference between a fastball that is barely inside the line on an inside pitch, that is barely inside the zone, compared to a pitch that is barely outside of the zone, is a world apart. Like, the pitch that is inside the zone can still get crushed by a hitter. The pitcher that is right outside the zone, your opponent can still have good timing and still not make good contact. Like, it is crucial for you to throw pitches that look like strikes and end up like balls, but makes your opponent chase. That's another thing. See how your opponent reacts to certain pitches. If your opponent chases a changeup on the dirt, throw it again and see what happens. See if he chases it again. If he chases it, man, then now you know he's not a patient hitter. Now you know that you can throw anything outside of the zone and he's going to go after it. All right, number three, look for good matchups. So this just goes back to, like, if you got a guy like Joey Gallo up there, I mean, try to get in a lefty pitcher in there and, you know, put yourself in a better situation. Hitting lefty on lefty is tougher for people. Hitting righty on righty is tougher for people. So, yeah, make sure you put yourself in good matchups, good situations. Number four, don't miss your spots. Yeah, kind of simple. Just don't miss your fucking spots. It's, especially in pitcher counts, man. 0-2 count, don't miss your spot. Make sure the ball is nowhere near the zone. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of simple, you know, just don't miss your spots. Number five, pay attention to feedback. So this one's important because let's say you're throwing fastballs, man. You see he's late. He's very late. I mean, there's no reason for you to throw a changeup. I mean, kind of go off of what the feedback is telling you. If you see you throw a fastball and he's early on it, that means he's sitting fastball. So pay attention to the feedback, you know, take the information in and then go from there. He's early on a fastball, then he's sitting fastball. You throw a fucking slider outside. You throw a changeup down outside of the zone. But yeah. All right, let's go to part two of the pitching. This is kind of Part 2 is going to be more of pitching combinations and what you can do, some of the setups I like to do. So we got use cutters to jam and make a batter roll over. Sinkers are tough. Fastballs in combined with the changeup in. And don't be afraid to throw the same pitch in a row. So use cutters to jam and make a batter roll over. So the reason I love cutters is because they look so much like fastballs. So let's say you have a guy like Roberto Ozuna pitching with this cutter, and then you got a lefty hitter up there. You can use that cutter inside to that lefty to jam him. But the great thing about the cutter is you can also use it against a righty on the outside part of the plate. So like not in the strike zone, but outside of the strike zone on the outside part. And this pitch is going to look exactly like a fastball, but it's going to be slower than the fastball. So if you set this up right, where you're throwing inside fastballs, you know, jamming him, then you throw that cutter outside, they're going to roll over on this. They're going to roll over. You're going to get double play balls from this. You know, it's a really good pitch. The only problem with this pitch, if you miss with this pitch and you leave it over the zone, get ready for it to be a home run. Because this pitch, if your opponent is late on it, it's still going to get crushed. If he's early on it, it's still going to get crushed. And if he, like, it's just a pitch that lines up with every type of timing, and you just don't want to miss with this pitch. Number 2, sinkers are tough. So sinkers are probably one of the more, I wouldn't say overpowered, but one of the better pitches in the game. Just because of the speed it comes in at and the type of movement that it has. So it's a tough pitch to square up. So if I have a sinker pitcher, man, like if I have a pitcher who has a sinker, I am not afraid to use it, man. I'll use the sinker anywhere in the zone. It's just a really nice pitch, especially on the inner part. It starts off as a strike. It dives into the hitter. It's just a really nice pitch. Number 3, fastballs in combined with the changeups in. So this kind of lines up with the sinkers in too. If you keep attacking your opponent inside with that fastball, you just keep pounding the zone on the inside part of the plate, and then you mix in that changeup on the inner part of the plate, it's going to look exactly like that fastball. So it really messes with the hitter's timing. So that's just one of the pitch combinations I like to use. And then number 4, don't be afraid to throw the same pitch in a row. I mean, there's a couple of pitches out there, man, like the slurve down and in from a righty pitcher to a lefty hitter. It's a great pitch, man. It just looks exactly like the fastball inside. It's a really nice pitch. If I see him chase it, I'm going to throw it again, see if he chases it again. If he chases it again, I might throw it a third time. Like, you can't be afraid to throw the same pitch. It's just really all a mind game. And, yeah, you just got to keep your opponent off balance. But, yeah, that kind of wraps it up for the presentation part of this video. Kind of like just some things that I like to do hitting and pitching-wise, like key points that you got to stay on top of during your games. Now we're going to kind of transition into gameplay. I'm going to tie in these points into situations in my games. I'll see you guys over there. Alright guys, so here we got the first situation of the game. So we already got the first out of our game with our common pitcher. So here we're looking for the good matchups tip that we talked about in the presentation. So here we got Roberto Ozuna and Ryan Butcher warming up. The first thing we notice is he has Wade Boggs coming up. He has Trevor Story right after that, and then he has Cody Bellinger third in the hole. So when looking to see who you're going to put in, you want to always have a plan of attack already in mind. So with Wade Boggs being a lefty, we're going to for sure go with Ryan Butcher, get that lefty on lefty matchup. We can attack him with the cutter outside, try to get him to roll over, or with the fastball inside, try to jam him. Or we can change the look and throw a curveball in the dirt, or that other slider that Ryan Butcher has, kind of try to get him to roll over on that. That being said, then if we get that Wade Boggs out, we go against Trevor Story. Against Trevor Story, what we can do is we can use that same cutter inside, try to jam him, see if he'll chase it. If he is a patient hitter, we can always use the fastball up and away, curveball down, And then we can also throw that slider inside towards the ankles, see how he reacts to that. But here, we're just going to put him in the game, and I want to show y'all how I attacked him this game, just kind of show y'all where I locate my pitches. So here, first pitch, I want you to notice that cutter. It's right outside the plate. So here we got the outside part, the outside line. The pitch is going to be just outside, and this is to try to get him to roll it over. We're going to play the clip. Here, we missed with our pitch, which is one thing I told y'all not to do. You don't want to miss with your pitch. Luckily, that ball was low. Here, we're going to throw the same pitch. Better location. Okay, right here. We look at the feedback. He's very early. He's very early, and he fouled tip. So this tells us he is going to be a little impatient. So we can go back to that same cutter and try to get him to roll it over again, see how he reacts to the same pitch twice. So we'll see what happens here. Right, same location, good spot, same thing. He's very early again. So now we got him in a situation where we can pretty much throw whatever we want here. He's in a bad spot, 1-2 count. We can go with the fastball inside, maybe here. We know he's looking for something inside, but if you throw it far enough inside, it jams him for sure. We can go back to the cutter outside, try to jam him, or we can go with the curveball down here, maybe try to get him to chase it, hope that our catcher blocks it. I believe here we're going to go with the fastball on this part of the zone. Yep. Let's see what ends up happening. We throw the fastball. We kind of miss with our spot, but we still get the strikeout. That's another thing with starting pitches outside the zone. If you ever miss with your spot, hopefully you slightly just miss to where the pitch still results in being a good pitch. Even though you didn't hit your spot exactly, it's still in the same vicinity to where it turns out to be a good pitch. So now, here we got Trevor Story. Like I said, we're going to go with that cutter inside. I don't know if y'all saw that, but the pitch was going to be right here. It's a ball. If we execute the pitch, it would be a ball. It would be in this part of the zone, to the point where if he swings at it, he's either going to roll it over, he's going to get jammed. You know, it's just a really good pitch. You just don't want to miss with it. If you miss with it anywhere near the inside the zone, it's going to get crushed. You got to make sure you keep it on the outside part of the plate. See what happens here. Okay, nice location. We keep it inside. He just rolls it to the shortstop. We get the third out. All right, guys, and now here we're back again. Now, second inning. We still got Ryan Butcher on the mound, and he has Cody Bellinger up at the plate. This at-bat really demonstrates how I like to pitch in Battle Royale. I want you to notice where all my pitches are at and how I determine what pitches I throw. So first pitch, again, we're going to go with the cutter away, see if he's going to continue to be early on it, or if he's going to actually sit back and try to go the other way, or if he's just going to lay off of it. See what he does. We throw it. We kind of miss with our spot. It ends up being a decent pitch. We get the strike. We got lucky there, but you don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be messing with your spots too much. That being said, we do have an 0-1 count. There we went with the fastball inside just to see if we get to jam him. If we throw it inside, if he's still looking for that, the pitch should be in a good spot to where it should jam him. Here we go. We throw it. He doesn't chase. Not a bad pitch, because it also sets up the cutter outside now. We showed him the fastball inside. Now he might be thinking about that. You know, we got him thinking about that fastball. So I think here we go back and throw a cutter outside. Yep, right outside the zone again. I mean, that's where you want to throw that pitch. Here we go. We throw it. He chases it. He check swings. Let's look at the feedback. So he's too early. So as we said, we got him thinking about the fastball. He was trying to pull something. We threw that cutter. Now we got him in a 1-2 count. We're going to go right back to that same pitch. He hasn't shown any type of adjustment from that first inning, so we're just going to go right back to that cutter. We throw it. He foul tips it. So here's one thing I noticed. I noticed he's early on it. So he's not very early anymore. He's early on it. So here in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, what if we throw that slider in that same spot? What if we just throw that slider outside? It's a little slower than the cutter. Let's see if he chases it, right? So here we go. We're going to go with the slider, same spot, but it's a little slower. Let's see what happens. Throw it, and he's super early on the pitch. We get the strikeout. Just a perfect pitch sequence. That is exactly how you want to attack an opponent like this who's impatient. Doesn't really take too many pitches, and you know, he's just kind of sitting fastball. It's one of the things that lower level people do. They're just straight fastball. All they're thinking is fastball. They never change their approach. All they're looking to do is just pull the ball. They don't really know how to go oppo with the ball. Therefore, that's how you attack a guy like that. On to the next one. All right, guys. So here we go. We got our first batting situation of the day. We are in the 4th inning, so we are in extra innings of a Battle Royale game. We do have Andre Dawson up against Aaron Loop. We do have a massive advantage here. Andre Dawson does crush lefties. Aaron Loop is not a bad lefty pitcher, but we do have the advantage. So going into this at bat, I know that Aaron Loop has a sinker, a cutter, a changeup, knuckle curve. So he definitely has a good pitch repertoire. Here we are in a situation where the whole game I was swinging at bad pitches. I was really not being patient, just swinging at pitches I shouldn't have been swinging at. And I really wanted to change that this inning. You know, we're already in extra, so didn't want to go into the bottom of the 4th again, being tied. So really wanted to score some runs this inning. So first of all, I was looking for something maybe on the outside part of the plate right here, maybe a sinker somewhere up on the outer part of the plate, working myself inside over here, maybe for the cutter, just, you know, working the PCI from here to there, to maybe from here to down low if he throws a changeup. So that was just my approach going against Aaron Loop here. It's kind of my approach on whenever I have the advantage on when I'm hitting righty against a lefty pitcher. But let's see how this at bat plays out. So here we are looking for something up. He throws us a sinker down and in. So not the pitch we were looking for. Really good pitch, but not the pitch we were looking for. So it's a good take, 1-0. Here he goes with the sinker outside. You know, not the greatest pitch. Didn't really tempt me to swing at all. Now we're in a really good situation. 2-0 count. We have the hitting advantage. So I'm really looking for something high here. Something I can drive. Something that can give me the lead. So let's see what he throws here. So here he throws us a really weird changeup up. I was not expecting that at all. I mean, to me, it looked like a fastball up or like a sinker up that was just gonna stay on the upper part of the zone as a ball. So I really didn't expect that ball to drop back down. That being said, I mean, we're still in a 2-1 count, still a hitter's count. We're still in a good situation. We don't have to swing at anything we don't want to swing. So let's see how this at bat goes. Still looking for the same thing, something fast up. There's a slider down and in, really bad pitch, not even close. So now we're in a 3-1 count. There he throws us a really good changeup. I mean, he almost painted that corner and could have gone either way right there with that call. That being said, we didn't need to swing at that. I mean, 3-1 count, you're looking for your pitch. So that changeup, not something you should be swinging at on a 3-1 count. So that at bat, we were really patient. We laid off with some really nice pitches. Let's see what happens this next at bat. So going into this at bat, I'm thinking, okay, I mean, it's already the 4th inning, right? So it's already a stressful BR game, right? So, I mean, he's not going to walk 2 hitters in a row, is what I'm thinking. So in the back of my head, I'm thinking, okay, he might try to get ahead of me here with a fastball or a sinker in the zone, you know, just to get that 0-1 count going. So I'm for sure sitting that fast sinker inside, fast fastball. Definitely something I want to turn on. So let's see what he does here. Like we were thinking, he does throw that sinker. He threw it in the middle of the plate, lower part of the plate, but it was down the middle. We were able to take advantage of it. We got the good squared up, 106 off the bat. It was just perfection right there. We knew we kind of expected a pitch. We didn't miss it. We drove it. Now we got a 2-run lead. Sets us up good for the bottom of the 4th. Now we got a little cushion. So really nice at bat. Really nice sequence of at bats. You know, going from that 5-pitch walk to a 1-pitch home run. That being said, I'll see you guys in the next situation. All right, guys. So here we go. We got another situation where it's the top of the 3rd. We got to score runs. We got Duke Snyder up at the plate. We got a lefty on lefty matchup here. We're looking for something up and in, something fast, something we can drive. Let's see how this at bat goes. So here we go. He throws a fastball right down the middle. We were a tad late reacting to it, but we are able to get the single to left field. So I want you to pay attention to these next 3 at bats. So we already singled with the first at bat. This second at bat with Ryan Reynolds. So we got the advantage again. You know, goes back to that one tip. Always try to have the advantage. We get the righty on lefty matchup here. Again, we're looking for maybe a fastball here, fastball somewhere on this part of the plate that we can drive. We're gonna work ourselves down. You know, if he throws a cutter, we're gonna work in. He throws a changeup, we're gonna work down. You know, I just like starting in this part of the play and then working my way this way. Everybody has a different way of starting. I know Magunsky likes to go down and work up. I know Rebel likes to start here. I believe so. Somebody told me Rebel likes to start up as well. Kyle's a fucking freak. We're not gonna talk about Kyle. Kyle just does his own thing. But everybody has different approaches. That's just my approach. I like to look up and then work my way kind of like in a diagonal. But here we go. Let's see how this at bat plays out. Oh, another thing. One thing that really separates elite hitters from just your above average player is having the ability to feel comfortable with 2 strikes. If you feel comfortable going into 2 strikes, you know, not being scared to fall to 2 strikes, you're going to have so much success. An elite player knows his zone. He just doesn't fear that 0-2 count, that 1-2 count, that 2-2 count. You know, they just have no fear of falling into that count because they know their zone so well. That being said, let's go into this at bat, see what happens. So here he throws us a 2-seam on the outer part of the plate. Pretty good pitch, not really what I was looking for. Here he throws us a cutter down and in, just not a good pitch. Here he throws us a changeup down center cut. We're able to sit back and we drive it for the 2-run home run. So right there, pretty nice. We got a 2-run lead going into the bottom of the 3rd. But I want you to notice something here. So a tendency that I notice a lot in my opponents when I play BR is whenever they give up a jack, they normally tend to give a pitch. You know, they normally tend to throw something right down the plate because they're pissed off. You know, they're just trying to get a hit in the count. You know, like, they're just pissed off, right? So here I'm expecting something center cut again, something down the middle, something I can drive. So let's see what happens. Boom. There it is, right down the middle. We're able to sit back just enough and get back-to-back home runs with Eric Thames right there. So that just kind of showcases what I was talking about with the getting a pitch right after you hit a home run. But that is going to conclude it for this video. We pretty much went over most of the key points in the presentation part of the video. I do just want to give a disclaimer. These are not going to guarantee you 12-0s. These are just my best tips for you guys to give y'all the best opportunity to go 12-0 and get those badass flawless rewards. That being said, guys, these were my first 2 YouTube videos ever, so cut me some slack. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Hopefully y'all get something positive out of this. Hopefully y'all learned something new. That being said, guys, this was your boy J-Rod, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.